up, my Blazing Knights? It's me, Blazix, and welcome back to Blazix Reacts. Today, we're gonna be reacting to King Dedede versus King K. Rool, Kirby versus Donkey Kong Smash Bracket, Season 0, Episode 3. Continuing with Smash Bracket, we have King Dedede versus King K. Rool. I cannot wait to see who wins. I'm not on anybody's side on this one. I guess it would be King Dedede, but I don't know. I just want to see who wins. Let's find out in the reaction. Want to go check out Smash Bracket's channel? The link will be down below. Want to go check out the original video itself? Above. iCard to go check it out. Let's jump right in. Without further ado, Blazix Reacts. Let's blaze in action.
What would happen if two of the most iconic kings of gaming went toe-to-toe
mean
in a
two
battle
of the most
to determine who would come
boys?
out on top? Welcome to
Well, not
Smash
including
Bracket,
Wario.
a show dedicated to solving that exact question. If each playable character from the Super Smash Bros. Series was entered into a giant fighting tournament, using them at the peak of their strength,
Does that also
who would
mean
be
Banjo?
victorious? The rules for the series are on screen now, with a link to a further breakdown in the description. These rules are super important to the series, so please take time to check them out. With all that in place, let's take a look at the match between King Dedede and King K. Rool to figure out who will advance to the next round of the Smash Bracket and who will be disqualified. Let's get into it.
You puny peewees better be scared, cause I'm the baddest dude.
Oh, that's from Right Back At Ya. I remember that.
The Kirby series is one of Nintendo's longest-running franchises and has over 42 million sales, cementing it as one of their best-performing franchises as well. It was created by Super Smash Bros. Director Masahiro Sakurai and features a cast of memorable characters, among which we can find King Dedede.
King
Dedede has
Dedede?
always been part of the franchise since the very beginning and used to act as the main villain of the franchise. Although since then he's taken on more of the role of a friendly rival than an actual villain.
Yeah.
Despite barely being over 1
No, I
foot
do like
tall,
that
King
Ren-
Dedede is
that model.
deceptively powerful. This sort of discrepancy between size and power is a big reason that characters from the Kirby universe are some of the most popular picks for versus battle discussions. Now, if you read the rules of the series, you'll know that I try to keep things a bit more grounded here than some other popular versus battle discussions, making sure that a character has to physically demonstrate a feat in order for it to count, and trying to steer clear of power scaling. When it comes to King Dedede, though, this presents a bit of an issue. He does show some really impressive feats himself throughout the Kirby franchise, but most of his impressive feats are either demonstrated in multiplayer modes where any character, not just Dedede, would be able to accomplish the feat, therefore being dismissed. Or else the feats are only impressive by comparison to Kirby, which also would normally disqualify it. This leaves us in a difficult position. If I strictly follow the zero power scaling rule of the series and the rule of only sticking to video game feats, it would leave King Dedede with a fairly unimpressive collection of feats. But by doing so, I would also massively undersell his power level that was intended by his creators. Looking through the Kirby franchise, he holds his own against some of the toughest creatures in that universe. Given that these battles are supposed
it's not
to be
really
canonically
saying
accurate,
much. He's against
I'm gonna
Kirby
do my
and
best to
Meta
find
Knight.
a middle ground here that still goes
Not
off
that
of his
Meta
feats,
Knight's
but
in
also
there
gets him
saying.
closest to the intent of his creators. But before I get into what comparison feats I will or won't disqualify, let me go over what demonstrable feats he does display throughout the series that don't rely on other characters. He wields a rather impressive hammer that's surprisingly powerful. With it, he has enough strength to shatter metal shutters or even large boulders. But beyond its physical strength, the real power of this hammer comes from its versatility. He can propel the swing of this hammer with fire to increase its power,
I
slam
still
it
don't know
into
how
the
he
ground
does
to shoot
that.
energy shockwaves,
Then again,
and
it's video
even fire
games. What am I
orbs of
talking
energy
about?
out of it. He can also throw it like a boomerang, causing it to explode. The hammer has also been shown to shoot missiles, fire lasers, and it even houses a flamethrower. King Dedede's arsenal doesn't
rocket.
end here either.
I hate
He
this
also
map
has a
so much.
variety of explosives at his disposal, such as time bombs or his trusty rocket launcher. Should the situation require it, he can also summon the ability to double in size up to 2 feet tall. Speaking of size real fast, let me note that in the battle animation of this episode, King Dedede is going to remain at this 2 foot tall size. It's not going to
He's
have
2
an
foot
effect
tall.
on the outcome of the battle, but without this size difference, the fight was just too difficult to animate. But anyway, setting aside his damage
You
output
do you,
for a
man.
second, Dedede is also fast enough to move a short distance faster than the eye can measure. But his real speed comes from how quickly he can spin, which is insanely fast. He can generate enough force to propel himself off the ground, leaving an after image. He's also been able to instantly cool blocks of magma with the wind generated by the spin. But when it comes to durability, unfortunately most of his feats come from multiplayer scenarios when any other character could also survive the same events. So I'm disregarding feats like tanking a planet-sized explosion or surviving a black hole. which is a feat that is always treated with a ton of scrutiny in the series.
Yeah.
But this aside, he's still impressively durable. He regularly gets shot through solid stone or metal and is totally fine. But this all brings us back to his comparison feats with Kirby. As you've seen, his solo feats are nothing to scoff at, but they
What
seem
about
to
him
fall
getting-
below the level that he was
getting
clearly
swole?
intended to have when he's taken in isolation. He regularly fights with Kirby on relatively even footing, and has helped in taking on colossal threats, which leaves a disconnect between what DDD has shown and what would obviously be required to keep up with Kirby, who is intended to be one of the strongest creatures in his universe, defending the galaxy from some of the strongest threats. Although Kirby's power is another video entirely, Kirby, without any power-ups, is strong enough to regularly send some of his enemies shooting through the sky far enough that they're no longer visible, fast enough to run up a huge distance vertically, and durable enough to survive explosions capable of destroying 1/5 of a moon in a single
Dang!
blast. And Kirby's durability is the key here. While we can't show that Kirby's ever used his maximum strength or speed against DDD, we have no evidence to show that he wasn't holding back, therefore making these feats dismissible. The one thing that he can't go easy with or fake is his durability. King DDD has been shown to hit Kirby hard enough to leave him stunned and hurt for a considerable amount of time. Now, while I don't think that this necessarily means that DDD
What game
is
is that?
1/5
I-
of moon level or anything,
I like that model
it's
for
still
DDD.
a significant show of strength that's consistent with the lore of the series. While I really don't like to use comparisons, and I'm going to dismiss any strength or speed feats with Kirby, I think that his feat of damaging Kirby is one worth considering, and shows me that they were likely intended to be much closer than his other feats may show. But no matter who his opponent is, King DDD is a serious force to be reckoned with.
There's only one chance to stop these invaders.
The Donkey Kong franchise is one of the oldest game franchises ever created, and besides being pivotal to Nintendo's rise, it also boasts over 82 million copies sold in its lifetime. In the Donkey Kong series, the primary returning antagonist is the King of the Kremlin crew and husband of unnamed
Yes!
wife, King
Get
K.
your out of
Although
here,
you may know him
DDD!
by any of the many aliases he's adopted over the years, such as King Kroll, Keith Rule, or Dr. Baron K. Rulenstein. While King K. Rool has always been a part of the Donkey Kong franchise and is relatively confined to the Donkey Kong Country series and its spin-offs, he's still the most iconic villain of the series and has been able to leave a considerable impact with
I
fans.
hate the way he
Due to
moves
his
when he
appearance
crawls
in
on the
games
ground.
being
It's
generally
so
limited to
scary.
Donkey Kong Country, he's similar to DDD in that he doesn't have a ton of feats himself. I'm going to be using the same rules for scaling with King K. Rool that I used with DDD, and I'm not going to be allowing any sort of power scaling for durability or speed, so Donkey Kong's most impressive strength feats here will not be relevant. That said, King K. Rool doesn't need to be scaled to Donkey Kong to be impressive. He boasts enough strength to send a supersized Chunky Kong flying through the
Not
air.
Chunky
He's likely around
Kong!
300 pounds. And he can jump on a ship with enough force to shake the entire boat.
Because
Apart
he's
from
so
his physical
fat.
strength, though, he has a ton of weaponry to pull from as well. He can throw his crown at enemies, throw a variety of explosives and gases, turn invisible, and even use a crystal banana to grow to an enormous size. While in this giant form, he can summon meteors, control the wind, shoot bombs from his mouth, and even breathe fire. Of all of his arsenal, though, his
does he
weapon
turn
of
into,
choice is
Bowser?
his blunderbuss, a gun that can fire a wide variety of ammunition. From this, he can rapidly shoot cannonballs, clouds of gas that freeze or slow down opponents, fire electricity, and it even houses a built-in flamethrower. When it comes to speed, unfortunately, King K. Rool doesn't have much to show, but he is surprisingly agile and a surprisingly good jumper for his size. That said, he can take a serious amount of abuse with his impressive durability. He's strong enough to take a hit that sent him through a metal ceiling, fall down the side of a mountain, and then immediately get attacked by sharks, only to be relatively unharmed later in the game. He's also survived an explosion that was strong enough to destroy his small crocodile island. That
What?
being said, what this scene shows is a bit unclear. He doesn't seem to have tanked the island-busting hit himself, as we can see by how quickly he escapes, but rather he was present and able to get out relatively unharmed. While this does
He didn't
likely
take
give
the
him
entire-
some impressive
He
durability,
didn't take
what the
the center
scene is
of it,
actually
but he took the
implying
hit.
is ambiguous. One thing is for sure, though. King K. Rool is not an opponent to be taken lightly.
Yes, he
Now,
is.
with both of the fighters weighed and evaluated, let's get into the match and find out who will advance on to the next round of the Smash Bracket and who will be eliminated. Here we go.
I think it's gonna be DDD, but I can either be right. Ooh! Dang! Dang, you gonna let him rock you like this, DDD? Dang, DDD is just taking hits. Finally, get your behind on you, fencing. No, keep a distance. Bro, you got cannons? Ooh! Take the hit! Ooh! Dang! That's right,
There
DDD!
you go. This battle was surprisingly close at first glance. A series like Death Battle likely would have weighed these characters much differently, resulting in a landslide victory for King Dedede. But with the rules of this series, things weren't so clear. While they both have similarly impressive durability feats, and their max speeds weren't super clear, what really broke the tie for me is the fact that Dedede was able to knock out Kirby in a single blow, and it is certainly enough to outclass anything that King K. Rool has dealt with before, and anything that King K. Rool has shown before. King K. Rool hasn't come anywhere close to the strength that would be required to compete with King Dedede's durability. After all is said and done, King Dedede is the winner and will be advancing on to the next round of the Smash Bracket.
Who will be fighting him?
Next time on the Smash Bracket.
So we jump from another Kirby character into another one. And we're finding a Fire Emblem character too. Oh, I wish it would have been nice so that I could see Meta Knight kick his tail. Oh well. I'm ready for it. I'm taking a break because I have a video. I just got new information from one of my friends and oh, I'm excited. Might have to change my shirt though. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to leave a video a like if you liked the video, add to your favorites if you really liked it. Want to see more Scorching Out videos from this channel, subscribe. I make videos weekly or daily depending on my schedule. Have any requests for reactions whatsoever, leave a link to that video down below. Make sure not less than 2 minutes long and I will definitely react to it. Wait. Oh well. Help me here go 10,000 subscribers and you will get a special video from yours truly. With that being said, I hope you all enjoy. Stay tuned for more videos. And remember, many hearts, never apart. Later on, Blazing Knights. Blazing out! Until next time, take care.